I remember it clearly as day. I remember it like it was yesterday. And that is the thoughts that runs through my mind every time I say, I can't do this. Every time that self-doubt comes into my head and says, you can't do this, Yolanda. It's too hard. You might as well give up now because you're not going to make it through. Or better yet, stop giving your body the nutrients it needs and just pick up something that's unhealthy because you know you want to. And on top of that, you might as well just give up now. That's what was going through my mind. Those were the things that I thought about every single time I want to give up on my journey. This journey of health and fitness is not easy. I would be lying if I said it was. I would be lying if I told you that you can flourish and you're going to lose all the weights that you want within 2 weeks. And girl, you're going to look like a brick house and you ain't got to do nothing but just keep eating what you won't eat and just exercise when you feel like it. And there you go. That, my friend, would be a lie because that's a bold-faced lie, and that's exactly what it is. I remember my starting points, and my starting point was this. I'm going to share a story with you. And this is a real true story, and it's my life, and this is exactly what happened to me. And I tell this story when I'm writing an article, and I tell this story when I post here and there on my media, my social media, I tell this story. But I think this story deserves to be told verbally so everyone can understand the gist of how it feels when you are fed up. So it was late nights about 2 years ago, and my husband had went to bed. He was sleeping. I was up. I was reading a book, but I was laying in the bed next to him, and I had the news on because I love watching the news for some apparent reason. I just like to know what's going on in the world around me because I don't want to be caught off guard when something's happening, okay? So I was watching the news, and at the same time I was reading a book. And I got finished reading my book, and my eyes started to get a little heavy, so that meant that my body was getting tired. So I turned off my night light, and I just laid on my back. I just laid down on my back, and I was just laying there. And I was just like, head turned over, still watching the news. But I was laying in the bed. Husband is knocked out. I mean, y'all, he was asleep. He was knocked out. And I said, okay, so I drifted off. I knew I was asleep because I can hear the TV. So you know how you hear the TV, but you don't hear the TV, and you're just fading slower and slower into your sleep. And that's what was happening. So as I'm sleeping, I turn to my left, snug it all in, and I'm feeling good because I'm sleeping and I'm snugged over, and I turn to my left and I'm sleeping. Then a couple of hours must have passed because then I started to feel numb on this side. Now, might I add, before I finish the story, I was a whopping 250 pounds at the time of this incident, okay? And I was on my left, snuggled in, and I was sleeping. Then, as the numbness started to come into my side, and I'm like, oh, I got to turn over. Husband is still asleep. I turned to my right. And when I turned to my right, my heart palpitated real fast. I couldn't catch my breath. It was the most detrimental moment of my life. It felt like I was going to die. I wasn't going to be able to live. I wasn't going to see my kids. My husband was going to be without a wife. All because I was not taking care of myself. At that moment, your body is instinctive. It just made me jump up. I'm sitting on the side of the bed. I'm breathing heavily. I'm trying to touching my heart, trying to get myself together. Just, holding on to my chest, just breathing heavily. And at that moment, I said, let me go to the bathroom. So I get up and I go into the bathroom. And I'm standing there and I said, what just happened? Like, why would my body do that? What is wrong with my body? And I, take a little tinkle, TMI, but I took a little tinkle, washed my hands, and I'm standing over top of my sink. And then I just look up and I look at the mirror, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I say, girl, you gotta do something. you got to do something. I don't know what you're going to do, but you got to do something. And I went to go lay back down in the bed, and I couldn't sleep. I was scared to sleep because I thought that if I went to sleep, I might just die and I might not wake up. Which means I didn't wake my husband up to say, hey, honey, my heart's beating fast. I can't catch my breath. I'm scared to go to sleep. Can you get up with me? I didn't do that. I just laid there in more of an upward position, and I tried to sleep. It was the most detrimental moment of my life. It was scary, and I hated feeling like that. So the next day I get up, have no sleep, and I realize I have to go to work. So I'm getting myself together, but I'm still continuing to do everything I normally do every single day, which is basically I stop and get me a coffee, which is full of sugar and cream. And then I get a donut as well because I'm at the 7-Eleven. I get a donut. And then I'll probably get me a burger from McDonald's on my lunch break. That's exactly what I did. I went and got me a burger, a quarter-pounder burger. And then my favorite meal at McDonald's was the 2 cheeseburger meal because I knew I was going to get 2 burgers for the price of 1. That's what I thought in my mind, and the fries and a nice little drink of soda, And I was just drinking this stuff and eating this stuff, and then I would go to Subway right next door to my job and get me 3 chocolate chip cookies, which those cookies wasn't healthy for me, but I'm eating them anyway, right? And not realizing I had a detrimental moment last night. I had a moment that should stop me from doing these things. But because I don't know, I wasn't aware, I just keep giving my body bad things, which my body was reacting to the bad things it was getting. And sure enough, the next night, it happened again. That same night, it happened again. But this time, I had to get out of the bed. I came downstairs to my living room, and I actually slept on the couch in an upward position. My husband came down. He must have realized I wasn't in the bed, and he told me, baby, come on. You need to come upstairs and lay down. And I don't want to tell him, oh, honey, I can't breathe when I lay down. Something ain't right, and I just rather sit upward and be okay with it. And then one day, after all these, this kept happening. The light bulb finally came on. And the light bulb was, Yolanda, you have to do something. Either you need to lose weight or you need to stop eating something. Maybe it's the burgers that you're getting from McDonald's every time you go to work, which I work Monday through Friday, which means that I was going to be eating a burger either 3 times a week or 4 times a week. But I'm going to eat a burger at McDonald's because it's the closest thing to my employer. It's the closest place I can go to leave out. I wasn't packing the lunch. I wasn't doing those things. That wasn't something that I was doing. It wasn't a part of something I wanted to do. And as time went on, it finally caught on. It finally hit me that I have to do something. And that's what I did. I started to look on YouTube, which is a plethora of information. Everybody's on YouTube and everybody's teaching you something. If whatever you want to know, you just put it into YouTube and somebody's going to teach it to you. If they're going to teach you their experience, as I'm giving you mine today, or they're going to give you something else that something worked for somebody else. But whatever the case may be, they're going to give it to you, which means that hopefully it's going to help you. And I came across a couple of videos that was really, really helpful. And then my husband, he went and he saw that I was, looking online for things. And then he helped me out. He gave me Weight Watchers. He told me, won't you join this Weight Watchers thing? And then late night, I would sit up and I watch TV and I see an infomercial with Shaun T on there doing, what was it? What was he doing? Hip hop abs. Doing Shaun T hip hop abs. And I was like, oh, I like to dance. I can do that. So I got the Shaun T video. My husband ordered that for me. He got me Weight Watchers. And I'm looking at the YouTube videos. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I got a double-headed monster on my hand. I got this. And long and behold, I got results. I was down to 189. I looked great. I looked good. And I remember them days. But I looked good. And then come to find out, after I got off of Weight Watchers and after I stopped doing the Shaun T video, guess what happened? I gained the weight right back. Because it didn't teach me how to eat, Weight Watchers would teach me how to eat because that's what it was supposed to do. It's supposed to teach me what to eat more fruits and vegetables in my diet and call it a day and count my points. And it's a great program. And I would encourage anybody that want to count points, that's a great program to follow. But what I knew I needed myself was I needed something that was going to work for me. I knew I loved learning things, and I knew the way that I need to do that is I had to teach myself about my own body. And that's what I did. I taught myself about my body. I taught myself how to eat. I taught myself what foods were best for my body, what vegetables were best for my body, what fruits were best for my body. And then on top of that, I got a coach. I got a coach who gave me a little bit of her information, put me in a great group, and I was flourishing like water. And it takes a community to help sometimes. It really does. And I know that as a mom and as a wife, sometimes it's hard to lose weight. It's hard. Some people are naturally born thin. They are naturally thin, and it does not mean that they are healthy. It just means that their metabolism is on 1,000. So it doesn't matter what they eat. They just don't gain weight. And that's just how some people are created. And then you have myself, who metabolism who is not on 1,000. Meaning that if I eat a cheeseburger, guess what's going to happen? That cheeseburger going to stick to my butt like it's water, and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, like potatoes. And it's going to take me some time to get it off my body. So I had to understand that eating unhealthy foods was not going to work for me. And sometimes we as women, we don't want to face the reality. And the reality is everything don't work for everybody. But when we take the time out to focus on what works for us and to actually get engaged with someone who knows what they're doing and have the knowledge that we don't possess, everything can work in your favor. It took me some time to learn about vegetables and fruits and whole grains and nuts and beans. It took me time. And these are the things that are not processed. These are the foods that we need to eat in our body on more occasions than none. These are the foods that have no shelf life. That means that if you're buying an orange, if you're buying sweet potatoes, these are the things that your body is going to benefit from. These are the things that your body is going to grasp and that it's going to flourish from. Not anything that's processed. I don't have anything processed in my house to show you, but not things that are processed. Things that are processed are things that has a life shelf. And that means that if you have macaroni and cheese in your cabinet, that has a life shelf, which means that's processed cheese. Now, I don't know about you, but if you think about the cheese that comes inside of the macaroni box, it's in a container. And that means that it isn't spoiling. It's not going bad. You can still eat that. Which means if you can still put that in your body and the noodles are going to cook the noodles from the macaroni is going to cook, what is that doing to your body? What is that cheese doing to your body? That's not natural. That's not natural. And that's what I teach in my boot camp. That's what I teach my women. Natural, whole grain fruits and vegetables from the earth that your body can flourish from, that your skin can flourish from. You don't need to eat things that are not going to be beneficial. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. But it's going to be worth your hard. Hard is great because it's going to teach you. It's going to give you the foundation that you can flourish from. It's going to give you the foundation that you can learn from. It's going to teach you how to be a better individual when it comes to your health. Your health is your number one priority. Nothing else matters when your health is not taken care of. Your body will not flourish if your health is not number one. And those are the things that many need to understand. Your health is your priority. And when I say it's your priority, it means that you need to know what it is that you're eating every single day. What are the foods that you are purchasing from these stores every single day? What are you putting in your body every single day? Are you eating more? Are you eating out more than what you're creating home cooked meals from home? Now, don't get it twisted. Everyone that cooks home cooked meals doesn't mean that they're cooking a healthy meal. It's all in the preparation. And how you prepare your meals will depend on what your body will be like. Your body is your blueprint. Your body is your blueprint. And I always say my body is my blueprint. What you want your body to look like is what it will look like by the foods that you give it. Health is essential for living. And if you are not healthy, if you're not giving your body the nutrients it needs to survive, you will not live a very long time. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm looking to be 100 and something, just as gorgeous as I want to be, and still healthy. That's what drives me every day. I want to see my sons grow up. I want to see my 15-year-old grow into a man and have his family and have his wife and his children. I want to see my 21-year-old. I want to see her flourish into having her family and her children and her home. I want to see those things. Those are things that I want to look at. Those are the things that drive me to want more for my body and for my health. What I teach you in my boot camp is the essentials that you need to survive, the essentials that you need to live off of, the foods, your basics, what to start with, how to eliminate some of the processed for the good foods. Not to restrict, because when you restrict your food, that means that your body doesn't understand, which gives a signal to your brain which says, we can't do this, stop playing with me, and give me something else, because this is not going to work. Which means then your body goes into the mood of stressed out. You want to stress eat, and then you start back to put those negative, nasty, polluted foods in your body that it doesn't need to flourish. Now, I'm not saying I'm a professional expert, but what I am telling you is the knowledge that I possess and the skills that I have when it comes to cooking healthy foods. I teach you this. I give you this. I encourage you to learn these things. It's not for the weak. This is not for someone who's looking for a quick fix, because a quick fix is basically slash a diet, and diets don't work. Diets are temporarily, which means I'm going to go on this fast real fast, or I'm going to stop eating sugar for a week, or I'm going to go on a water diet, or I'm going to go on a military diet. Those things are only temporarily. Your body needs something that it can sustain for long periods of time, which is a lifestyle. Your body needs lifestyle, which means these are things that you will be doing for the remainder of your life, for the days that you're still here on the earth. These are the things that you're going to do every single day of your life. You're going to get up and you're going to eat nutrients. You're going to eat nutritious foods. You're going to eat foods that are healthy for you, foods that give you things in your that just makes your inside flourish to the abilities that you need it to flourish to. That's what you're going to do. Kale is a great superfood. It's one of the greatest superfoods out here, and it has so many health benefits. A lot of people sleep on kale. A lot of people sleep on spinach. And these are great foods. These are foods that you need. But a lot of people don't know how to prepare these foods as well. And they don't know what to do with these foods, which then causes someone to be discouraged, to walk away and say, I can't do it right now, or I'll do it later. That's not what I want for you, lady. That's not what I want for you. I want you to be able to flourish and teach your family how to eat healthy, so that way your whole household benefits. You know what I learned? I learned that when you take an individual who, let's just use this for an example, someone who doesn't smoke and doesn't drink, doesn't go out and doesn't do clubs and doesn't run the streets. Let's just use this person. This person is a homebody, doesn't do a lot of negative things, and just stays to themselves. But at the same time, they like to hang around, or they have friends who do the opposite of what they do. When this person comes upon something as for their health that is going to benefit them, 9 times out of 10, the company that you keep won't actually encourage you to do something that's beneficial for yourself, especially if they're not benefiting themselves. Now, I said 9 times out of 10, which means that it could possibly be that there's that 1% that will say, do something for your body. Teach me how to do it. I would love to learn how to do that. Or I would learn to love how to do something healthier for my body. That's not a lot of people out here that's going to say that. But when you surround yourself with women that are already on that same journey, with women who are already engaged in that moment, you, my friend, will become a part of that community who's going to want more for your health, who's going to want more for your life, and who will actually want to teach someone else because you want to see someone else flourish as well. This is what we teach. This is what I engage in. This is what I teach my women that are in my boot camp. I don't do this because I don't want someone else to learn it. I do this because I want you to learn it. I make videos because I want you to engage. This is how I teach you, through video. And sometimes if you're in my same state, I'll do a pop-up appearance at your home. I'll come through and prepare a meal for you and show you. And that's what it's about, helping and teaching one another. It's a hard road to be on a health and fitness journey by yourself, but you don't have to be on the journey by yourself. You don't have to walk this walk by yourself. This is a journey that many travel, but not many succeed in. And that's because they just don't have that support system that they need. I am the support system that you need. I am your mentor and I am your coach. I will walk you through the steps. I will give you all the knowledge you need. I will give you the teachable tools that you need to actually succeed, to go further and making it your own. That's what I teach. That's what it's all about. If you want to know more, I know you want to know more. You want more out of life. This is the time. It's time to take a stance. It's time to do something for your health now. Tomorrow isn't promised, and today is almost over. That's why it's imperative that you start doing something today. Start doing something now. Something that's going to reverse the habits of negativity that you've given your body all these years. Teach one, teach all, is what I always say. Because if I teach one person, if I teach one mom, if I teach one grandmother, if I teach one sister, one aunt, one daughter, she can teach her family. She can teach her significant other. She can teach her children what she's learning. And that's how you teach all to become healthier individuals in the life that we live. I wanted to come and share this with you. If you are ready, and I know you're ready, do follow the link at the bottom. Do press enter, and I will be on the other side waiting for you. Talk to you soon.